one house, two speakers. An impeached speaker left and still came back to brag that he is the substantive speaker. No one can remove him. He wasn't impeached. He sounded so confident. And people will look at him like a clown. But in our very eyes, just today, the 4th of March, 2025, Obasa Mudashiru came back to sit in the same position of speaker where he was removed by 35 members of the House a couple of weeks ago. Question: is Lagos not already demystified? Who is influencing Lagos? Who are the power brokers? Who are the powers that be? What happened to the cliche of center of excellence? Has it now turned to the center of recklessness? Has this turned from center of excellence to the center of lawlessness? Did Lagos just turn to the center of senselessness? Because an impeached speaker who was impeached by an overwhelming majority of his colleagues came back from a trip in America sounding so confident, believing that Lagos was on lockdown for him and the group of the powers that be, the group that got Lagos. And every action he took since then up to the point where it was restored, because at the point the assembly had two speakers, but up to the point it was restored yesterday, he got that seat back. This guy sounded like he knew in his knower that the rest of the 35 people that were said to have that had impeached him before the eyes of the whole world were joking. Is this a mockery of democracy? Is this a revelation of things that go on behind the closed doors that many everyday, innocent electorates do not even know about or don't understand how it works? Does majority still carry, or do majority still carry the vote? Is democracy still the rule of the majority? Like Lagos, like Rivers. APC in Lagos, APC before in Rivers. Now, another party. Fubara in Rivers, Amehule in Rivers, Obasa and Meranda in Lagos. Welcome to If You Ask Jimmy. If you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and like this video. Also, click on the notification bell so that whenever I load a video, you'll be the first to get it. Today, we are talking about the crisis in the Lagos State House of Assembly. I have waited patiently. Today makes it the 50th day that all this 49th day that all this drama kind of thing, melodrama, because it is not funny. It shouldn't even happen anywhere where they say democracy is happening and where majority is supposed to carry the vote. The crisis in the House escalated because all along the members have been coping with the shenanigans of their former leader, now comeback leader now, Mudashiru Obasa. Because in his absence, they saw opportunity, and I know it looks like they were also remote controlled from somewhere by the powers that be, because I'll tell you at the end of this video what the GAC said, that nobody can be in any position that without the power, the party putting them there. They have a point to some extent, but the point is Mudashiru Obasa came back from being impeached to calmly, not even calmly, he fought tooth and nail. He used the security agencies, and we see power. This is what is called power brokerage. We see power, in Nigeria, they will say power pass power. There is power and there is power. Because it defies all logic. It defies common sense. It defies anything right thinking that Obasa will smell, that is ever go near the seat of the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly. But they pulled it off right in our very presence. Right? The leadership crisis exposed a lot of things that go on behind the closed doors. Obasa had the audacity, despite the fact that we had 39 members, only 4 were on his side. And he was removed in plenary in a session, properly constituted house. And one man is standing against, I think it was 33 people that removed him. But one man, and they installed Meranda as speaker. This one man feels stronger and more powerful than 33 people, with Meranda making 34. And despite the fact that the lawmakers said they were removing him, of course they have to give a reason. What did they even say? Financial misappropriation, misconduct, and some other reasons. But they gave a reason which they did not further, because they did not charge him to court, they did not probe him, they just removed him quietly. And this guy returned. You saw the press, conference that he granted, and people thought that, is this one? What is he saying? You saw how he was talking, and people felt, is this a quality of leadership that the so-called Center of Excellence has? Of course, people know that he has been the speaker all along, but the situation revealed the quality and the pedigree. And this guy was talking off the cuff, as if nothing did happen. He was talking like someone who, more like, not really too polished. But according to, his credential, he's a lawyer. And the whole world now started making comments that, is this the real thing going on in Lagos? Is this the quality of leadership in Lagos? What is excellent about this? Is this the best Lagos can offer? And despite the intervention of the former Ogun State Governor Oshoba, Bisi Akande, former Osun State Governor, and leaders, chieftains of All Progressive Congress who tried to intervene, no solution. Governors Advisory Council, mind you, apart from the Oshoba and the Bisi Akande team and some other neutral people, the GAC is being fingered in backing one of these factions. What made rounds that even President bolahmedtinubu has a hand. Now, who is in charge? Is it the GAC or President bolahmedtinubu, or GAC President bolahmedtinubu, and powers that we do not know? Because this is power play at work. This is real politics in action. Most of the time, what we see is the representative and what they say to us in public. But the things, the meeting before meetings, the things that go on behind the closed doors, some of them are revealed, but some of them are still hidden in this. But you can see how power works. Because the panel that was, drafted by Tinubu to resolve the crisis, they tried. They met the lawmakers, they met the GAC, they met the speakers. Nothing worked. Only for Obasa to come back last Thursday. He had been absent since he was removed, and when he came back to Nigeria, he wasn't showing up. Even though the member said he was only impeached from the speakership position, he still maintains his seat as a member. But the speaker arrived suddenly last week Thursday, and you know what? The whole world was in shock. All the stakeholders, all the public, everybody were in shock because his sudden appearance and the way he came powerfully with security threw the whole house into confusion. And the role of I'm a pro-police person because I feel that the police we have reflects us, and I believe Nigerian police they are doing work with bare hands. They are not really equipped, and people are over-expecting from them. They are only doing their best. They are a reflection of the society. But on this one, my dear police, of whom I'm your ambassador, always talking in your favor and making sure that you are well taken care of, the police actually played some Abrakadabra. Let me leave it at that in this. Because on that Thursday, same morning, the police withdrew the details, the officers that were attached to Meranda. And Obasa, who is now an ordinary floor member, he was able to get entry into the house. Why? Because he had security escorts and police officers with him. While the escorts and officers attached to Meranda, the current speaker, majority, who was elected by the majority, withdrew her details. Where I said police, did Abrakadabra here, is that they left meranda on our own without any coverage. And when they were asked, the police command said they were doing personnel audits. So if you are doing personnel audit, that is to leave the speaker. What is she now? Is she the number 2 or the number 3 citizen in Lagos State? Unprotected. And withdrawing her details and security in very, very, how will I put it, funny circumstances, just for audit, while Miranda was being stripped of her details. Obasa was having some security people with him, with which he turned the whole house upside down. He went straight to the Speaker Miranda's office. He did a lot of shenanigans there, and he was saying that he had threat to life. That was why he requested security protection. So while somebody who is at that date that he came back, in the eyes of the law, he was just a simple honorable. He said he had threat to life, and then he was saying the police assigned personnel to him to protect him. While the police they withdrew the details of the substantive speaker at that date, Miranda. Now you can see that there's a lot of interplay, a lot of power play, a lot of forces. You can see the place of the police. I pity the police, because they are a civil organization that is the law enforcement arm. They are the enforcers. They are the agency that the executive use to execute their whatever they authorize. So police more like obey the last order. They can't do things by themselves. They have to do what they are being told by their paymaster, and I don't blame them, but they had that role to play. Obasa kept saying it was not removed. He said that it's undemocratic, it was unconstitutional for him to have been removed, and I thought he was going to go to court. I thought court was going to decide that. You understand? But now, this guy on Thursday, look at this Lagos. That's why I said, is it the center of excellence or the center of recklessness or the center of senselessness? Lagos ended up having a sitting on Thursday last week with just 4 members. And we had 2 speakers because Miranda's people did not show up. And Miranda herself did not show up. Exactly what happened. No, similar to what is happening in Rivers. People are just talking about Rivers. See, you would have thought that it could never happen anywhere else, not to even talk of Lagos, which is seen as, kind of, people believe that Lagos has it, right? But we can see in our very eyes. That's why people should not be gullible about politics. What you see on the surface in the public space, all those your candidates, is not exactly people, independent candidates, or candidates having that desire to serve their people. Even when they do, there are forces and there are powers that put them there. In Lagos, the impossible happened. 4 people sat down. We saw it in Edo during Obaseki. The house was pulled down. A lot of things happened. We saw it. The house was pulled down. They actually tore down the roof. They pulled down the house of assembly in Rivers. We saw it in Rivers. And now, even though the house was not pulled down, we saw it live and direct in Lagos on Monday, right? Okay, no, that was on Thursday last week. But here is my point: the GSC, which is their role in this whole thing, is very curious. They are not anywhere in the Constitution of Nigeria. Not even in the bylaws of Lagos State, but they are said to be the highest decision-making organ of the APC in Lagos. Their leader, Olushi, said members of GAC are not members of Lagos State House of Assembly. They are not behind the removal of Obasa. And they said that the lawmakers that went to remove Obasa did it without carrying the GAC along. They did not consult them. Right. But they said, the GAC said, if the members had complaints before they could remove the speaker, they needed to have carried the party along. They, the lawmakers, have no absolute power to remove or install their leaders. Can you hear that? This is not assembly. This is not a legally a recognized body by law in Constitution of Nigeria. But I'm saying that no member of the House of Assembly or as a group should carry out actions without consulting party. In a way, they have a point because they are representing the party. But now when people are elected, if they coalesce and say this is what we want, they should be able to have it. Olishi was saying that nobody can become a member of the House of Assembly unless they are sponsored by a political party, which is very true. And he said the GAC is their inspector. So now, who is the unseen finger or the unseen hand behind Obasa? Who is or are the unseen hands behind the House of Assembly? Because everyone is denying now, but we do know that there are some power blocks and there are power play. But again, power pass power. Where does this leave negotiations? That is to tell you, that if you think that those people in the house are the ones that are running things, we now know that there are more powers that run things beyond. So, who is Obasa? People were rumored that because he misbehaved to the governor, he gave the leader's attitude, that's why they removed him. But it means that Obasa is relevant in a way, politically relevant in the equation of Lagos. Otherwise, he couldn't have that position back. So people look at him like, oh, it's like he's not cultured, he's stout, he's this and that. But the guy is a lawyer. The guy is unarguably the longest serving, Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. So there must be something that is bringing to the table. Don't ask me what, because I do not know. If he's not adding value, if he's not relevant in the scheme of things, he himself is not a power broker, definitely there's no way he will find his way back, because it seemed as if it was settled that the House have chosen their own rightful leader who they can deal with. But then, not only did Obasa more like impose himself, the powers that be, there's something called enabler. He had enablers that made that to come to pass, even getting him security details and everything. Well, this is food for thought. If anybody underrated Obasa before, now you know that Obasa is not that casual guy. You can see how the guy is so full of confidence. Anyway, I was impressed when he made a brief speech today after he was reinstated. He made the extemporaneously. He spoke of, without reading, and it made sense, right? It means he's very intelligent, but maybe there are some other aspects of being streetwise, of being politically savvy, of being, a representative of some people and understanding the power dynamics. You see, power is more than speaking grammar, and if he's speaking grammar, he spoke coherently. I'm not supporting him here, but you see, there must be some value. I don't know which value. There must be something, or let me say there is negative and positive value. There must be some contribution. There's something he's bringing to the table in the party, which the party knows that they don't want to lose, and they have to pander to him. Maybe we hold them by the jugular or hold them by their balls and say, look, if you guys are not playing ball, or maybe, you see, when things go, everything that goes round comes round. When things go rough, sometimes people have their way who you think has no hope again, because they know what you don't know. There is more to things. There are always more to things than meets the eye in public. Guys, let's see where Lagos Assembly is going. Let's hope there's peace right now, but we know that it is not the house that is really doing things. There is power pass power, and there are power brokers behind the scene. There's a proverb in Africa that when you see the water hyacinth, the surface leaf of water dancing on the surface of the water, there is a drummer that is beating the drum underneath. Who is drumming for Lagos lawmakers? Who is drumming for Obasa? Who are the drummers that are drumming the politics of Lagos? The rest of us are just dancing to it. I'll see you on the next one. Please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, and please like this video and share. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.